relying on a rock-ribbed defense that leads the league in sacks. The Mountaineers are poised to take over first place in the always tough Southern Conference. They'll face the team against whom all others are measured, the Paladins of Furman, the team that carried the league banner into the 1AA title game a year ago, and a team that boasts the top offense in the league. The Appalachian State Mountaineers, the Furman Paladins, next on Fox Sports Net.
Look at these wackos. Are they ready for college football or what? The tradition of Black Saturday has returned to Kidd Brewery Stadium in Boone, North Carolina. And what a day for it, because we have the biggest game of the year to date in the Southern Conference. Top 5 matchup in 1AA. The Paladins from Furman against the Mountaineers of Appalachian State. A very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Bob Rathman bidding you welcome to College Football Saturday on Fox Sports Net. This is a big one in the Southern Conference today, and these two teams have been on a collision course all season long. Both lost against a 1A opponent in their opener. Each have won 4 straight games to get to this spot, and they match their 4-1 and 2-0 records today here in Boone. My partner, as always, is Ethan Horton. And Ethan, the game within the game today is the battle for supremacy among the quarterbacks. For Furman, Billy Napier is having an outstanding season.
Outstanding is an understatement, Bob. Last year there were reservations about Billy Napier taking over this Furman offense. He has come on with gangbusters, all conference last season. His team also won the conference championship, the 1AA playoffs. They went to the finals. Billy Napier, he's an outstanding quarterback because he doesn't make mistakes. He's a smart quarterback, and he's going to be the guy to lead the Paladins today, Bob.
And the unquestioned leader here at Appalachian is their quarterback, Joe Burchett. He missed 2 games with back surgery, but he's back and the offense is humming.
They are humming over 300 yards. When you look at it, the guy had back surgery. He comes back, he plays well. He's the leader of this football team. He's not a very vocal leader. He leads by example, and today he will need that type of leadership in order for the Appalachian State Mountaineers to win this football game. But also, Bob, this is for the best quarterback in the Southern Conference, so there's a lot of pressure on both quarterbacks, and we'll see what happens.
The Mountaineers are enjoying the home field advantage today, but over the years that hasn't meant a lot to Furman. They've played very well here in Boone. It should be a great battle today. We're glad you're with us here on Fox Sports Net. More from Kidd Brewer Stadium right after this. Southern Conference football on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers, driving the Carolinas. By Microtel Inns and Suites. Microtel, get a room. By Pepsi, the joy of Pepsi. And by Lowe's Supermarkets, the ultimate place for tailgating essentials. Beautiful day in the high country. And a big crowd here at Kidd Brewer Stadium to watch this big 1AA and big Southern Conference matchup between Furman and Appalachian. You wouldn't think that a kid that grew up in the shadows of Clemson and the Tiger football program would have an Alabama connection, but indeed that's the case for a flanker from Furman. Our new man on the sidelines is Paul Crane. Paul, we welcome you. Tell us that story.
Well, thank you, Bob. Great to be here, and the connection is enormous. Now, the leader of a very solid Furman receiving corps is senior Bear Reinhardt. He has the penchant for making the great catch spectacular at times and for coming up big in the team's biggest games. His 3rd quarter touchdown grab in the come-from-behind playoff win at Georgia Southern a year ago tied the game. Just last week, he had 153 yards, a record for him in the win at Western Carolina, and a record day for quarterback Billy Napier. The two of them are the best of friends. They throw all the time on the side. That Alabama connection, Reinhardt's father, a huge Alabama fan, nicknamed his namesake, William Stanley Reinhardt III, Bear. And Bob, his brother's name is Bryant. So I guess for the Reinhardt family here today, it's going to be Roll Paladins or something like that.
Yeah, they've got the football first, and we'll see how they do. 1st and 10 at the 20. We'd like to welcome our viewers in the state of Georgia who've been watching the ACC football game between 14th ranked NC State and North Carolina. We welcome you to our coverage of Southern Conference football. Number 4 Appalachian, number 5 Furman, and the Paladins have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And Billy Napier overshoots his intended receiver, the tight end Willis Sutter, on the first play from scrimmage. Billy Napier is having an outstanding year. He leads the conference
in passing efficiency. Look at the completion percentage at 72%. New starters in front of him. The left tackle, Bainbridge, Price, Morgan are all new starters this year. He has a very talented group of receivers. We talked about Reinhardt. You just saw Suttereth, but also the tailbacks are good. Getting the start today, Tarico O'Neal, number 24, at tailback. It is 2nd down and 10 as the Paladins hand it off inside. And this is Eric Emerson, the fullback. Just a couple of yards out to the 23. Defensively for Appalachian, and a lot of pressure on the front wall today. Stovall, Moore, and Jeffries must contain not only the Furman run game, but they've got to attack Napier as well. Maurer, the middle linebacker, out today, so Jarrell Carter steps up and starts at middle linebacker. And the two safeties, Rogers and Kornatzer, lead them in tackles. A big 3rd down right out of the chute, and we've got a penalty flag before the snap on 3rd and 7. Our referee today is Ron Buckner, and he's in there deciding the penalty as we speak. Just underway in the first quarter here from Kidd Brewer Stadium. And that will help the Furman cause. It will be 3rd and 2 instead of 3rd and 7.
Well, that makes it a little easier, Bob. Also, I think 58, Josh Jeffries, he was just a little too quick, and that's what a penalty was.
Napier checks over the defense. Toss, O'Neal, short of the 1st down. And the Paladins forced to punt. John Menino with the tackle for Appalachian. It is 4th down and a yard. Bo Moore coming into the game to punt it away for Furman. And Devon Folks is the deep man for Appalachian. Well, we talked about the Appalachian defense, and right away we saw having to hold on a 3rd and 2. They come up strong.
Well, the Paladins tried to come up and rush the football, and I think Appalachian defensively, they were looking for that because they were going from a passing situation to a running situation, Bob.
Short punt. Folks unable to make a running catch. Has to let this one bounce, and the Paladins down and inside the 30. Appalachian State brings their quarterback out onto the field. That's Joe Burchett. He missed the first 2 games of the season with back surgery, but he's back, and Appalachian has now won 4 straight. Up front, all seniors except the man at the bottom there, Grant Oliver. He is a freshman at 6'5" and 304. Jerry Beard leads the running game. Beard averaging just about 5 yards per carry. He's a good one. Good receivers as well, although the tight end LeMay is a little banged up, and they don't throw to the tight end all that often. Burchett on 1st down, fires, and it's complete. Jermaine Little. And the flanker's out of bounds in Furman territory at the 49-yard line. The 10th catch of the season for Jermaine Little, and Burchett comes out firing on 1st and 10.
Well, Bob, this is a game that he's expected to have because he's going to view the secondary. I mean, nobody's there in terms of his face. He doesn't have a lot of pressure, and he's just going to hit Little coming across the middle in a nice pass play.
A 22-yard pickup, and Appalachian has it 1st and 10 at the Furman 48. Handoff to Beard, and he's met and dropped at the 46-yard line. Let's take a look at that Furman defense, and they've got an outstanding tackle, senior LeBrian Sperling, 2-time all-conference performer, number 98. The linebacking crew, relatively young. Killian and Ritter are both sophomores. Ritter leads the team in tackles with 50. And in the secondary, Rodney Johnson, the right corner, outstanding. 3 picks this year and 7 in his career. 2nd down and 6. Beard with Washburn in front of him, tries to turn the corner and is knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Shy of the 1st down, T.J. Wilson ran him out of bounds.
Bobby mentioned Washburn being in front of him. Actually, Washburn was in the way because There was a little room over there on the right side, but that big tackle, that guard, he needs to get out of there, get around so Jerry Beard can find him and definitely find a hole.
The ball marked at the 40. So 3rd and 1 for Appalachian. Even though they're in their territory, and Appalachian, of course, is playing at the other end of the field, this is a big 3rd down for the Furman defense.
No doubt about it, but 24, Sean Jackson enters the game, and I look for the Appalachian State offense to rush this ball to the outside.
On a toss sweep, it's Beard. Cuts it inside. Close to the 1st down. We'll check the marking. Furman is indicating that it's short. And we'll see what the men in stripes have to say. Yes, 4th down, and a fumble has been recovered by Furman. Picking it up is Cam Newton, the free safety. So not only did they hold, they come up with a football.
But I don't understand that play, Bob, because you take out your power back, number 34, Jerry Beard, and you put in the scat back, Sean Jackson. Goes north and south straight ahead. Here's a fumble. I mean, he just gets hammered to the inside, to the outside, all over the place, so the ball comes out. See, mind you, Jackson's only 5'6". They list him as a $150. There's the ball. It's out. I mean, big turnover for the offense.
That is the 6th fumble that the Mountaineers have lost this season. In this, their 6th game. Napier fires, complete. There's the Bear making the catch. Bear Reinhardt at the 48-yard line. Scott Cornatz, the free safety, dropped him.
Well, these two guys spend a lot of time together during the offseason. And you're going to see them, I think, pretty much this afternoon find each other, because when you go out in the offseason and you play pitch and catch with your favorite receiver, when it's game time, Bob, you're going to look for that guy. I mean, because you trust him, you believe in him, and you have confidence in him.
Reinhardt leads the team with those 26 catches, and you see the yardage, 2nd in the conference. 2nd down and 1 for the Paladins. The running play goes to Rembert, and he's out of bounds. Junior, 5'8", Lamar Rembert. 1st and 10 Paladins at the Appalachian 36.
Well, Rembert, number 22, the speed guy in his backfield. He's averaging over 5.2 yards per carry. And we see here, he just picks his hole and turns up field for a nice gain.
The man they call Shakes. He's from Ocala, Florida, averaging just over 5 yards per carry. Billy Napier, calm and cool at the controls for Furman. It's 1st and 10 at the 36. Napier calls the play, a single setback. Napier throws under pressure and incomplete, and a penalty flag. Holding against Furman, it looked like from here.
Ben Bainbridge, he has his hands full with 58 Josh Jeffries, and that's where the holding occurred, on the left side of the offensive line.
Ron Buckner with the call. So it'll be 1st down and 25.
And Bainbridge hasn't had a lot of starts, only 5 starts. You know, Josh Jeffries, he's geared up to go pretty much, I'm going to call this guy a freshman, because he hasn't really had a lot of playing time, although he's a sophomore.
A rare penalty against Furman, but it also goes to what you were speaking about, Ethan, and that's the Mountaineer front wall defensively. They've got to put pressure on Furman all day long. They've got the personnel to do it. If they win that battle, it'll go a long way in winning the game. The shuffle inside to Al Means, over the 45 to about the 42-yard line of Appalachian.
Bob, it does, going back to your point, when you lose 3 All-Americans, as Furman has along the offensive front, that's a huge loss. And if I'm Appalachian, I want to pressure the quarterback and really run some type of stunts and run some type of movement when you look at the sacks here. I mean, Stovall, Jeffries, Menino, those guys get into the backfield, so they're going to be asked for that type of production on Billy Napier.
Into the game at the bottom of your screen, 16, Isaac West. He's been out since the Richmond game with a broken collarbone. Napier is going to go over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended for Bear Reinhardt. West had single coverage deep down the sideline. More on the Isaac West story and Paul Crane.
Well, Bob, Furman's sophomore wide receiver Isaac West, a big play guy, the team's fastest player. He's been out since cracking a collarbone 3 weeks ago at Richmond. Playing today, he said he was going to get out there early. Coach Lamb wants him out there. West caught the game-winning touchdown against Appalachian State last year. West says that collarbone is fine, Bob.
He's their best receiver, as you know, Paul, and was huge against Appalachian last year in the game in Greenville. 6 catches, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 3rd and long for the Paladins. Out of the gun. Napier to the side, and O'Neal. Not nearly enough. It'll be 4th and 11. Jarrell Carter led the charge, number 55.
Also, it looks like the Paladins have decided to try to elude the rush by quick screens, quick traps up in the inside, and letting those guys outside rush up the field. Good recovery by the secondary and the linebackers to come up and make that play, because that defensive pressure, they're getting there. I mean, they're making something happen in the backfield.
Paul Moore is in to punt. Of course, he's the backup quarterback, so you always have to be aware of the fake. Devon Folks is deep. Looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 11. Now it will be a squib kick. Folks unable to get to this one. The Paladins cover it, and it will be down at the 7.
Well, I don't think anybody wants to kick the ball to Devon Folks, because he's a fantastic punt returner.
A timeout in Boone after the 35-yard punt. Scoreless in the Southern Conference Showdown.
Welcome back to Kit Brewer Stadium. Head coach Jerry Moore of Appalachian State, in the long and storied history of the Southern Conference, now stands alone. 14 years now he's been here at Appalachian State. He's the longest tenured coach in the conference and the longest in school history. He's also become the winningest coach in conference history. Last week's 29-10 win at East Tennessee State was number 111 for Coach Moore, with the Mountaineers passing the mark set by the legendary Wallace Wade at Duke in the 1930s and 40s, and one which had stood for more than 50 years. Some great names in college football have coached in this conference, but the numbers don't tell Jerry Moore's story. Sure, he's a 3-time conference coach of the year. He's led App State to the playoffs 9 times, but what he really leads are young men. For example, the student and student athlete is much more than a word that sometimes gets in the way. Coach Moore is very hands-on. Progress reports and attendance reports come to him directly, and if need be, he goes directly to the player. And for Jerry Moore, he's a man with very deep faith. When he was dismissed as the head coach at Texas Tech in the mid-1980s, it was a down time for him. But a series of events led him here to Appalachian State, where he has done more than set records. He has made a difference in people's lives, which is much more important to him. And for him, a divine hand, you might say, has taken a time that was very bad and turned it into the best thing that ever happened. Bob?
Paul, it's a great story. And you know, Ethan, there are certain coaches that fit certain schools and certain circumstances perfectly. Jerry Moore, coaching football in Boone, North Carolina, is one of those perfect fits.
No doubt about it. He loves it here. He's going to retire here. I'm glad he can't hear me say that, because somebody upset him earlier in the week asking him about retirement.
Yeah, when that day comes.
Yeah, when it comes, yes.
Billy Napier on the carry for Furman. Yes, he is a gentleman. And it's interesting that when Jerry Moore came to Appalachian, the team that they looked at the most, they said, how are we going to build this program? They looked to Furman and studied the Furman tape. Said, these guys do it right. This is what we want here. And it took them a couple of years. Furman beat Jerry pretty well in 89 and 90. And then in a double overtime game, Appalachian won at Furman. And they've been on equal footing ever since. KT Stovall with the big hit. And again, we talked about that defensive line for Appalachian. Stovall, Moore, Menino, Jeffries. They play well. They make things happen. They dominate play. Appalachian very well may win this game.
Well, they should. You look at Bobby Lamb, 16 years as an assistant, taking over. I mean, a pretty good program. We talked to him yesterday. He said, we've been doing the same things that we've been doing back in 1985 with Dick Sheraton. Very successful, as you mentioned, Bob. And I guess when things work, you don't change anything.
Brigham is the man in motion. Emerson. And it will be 3rd down. Nigel Rogers, the strong safety, up to make the tackle. Emerson is a sophomore from Noonan, Georgia. 5'11", 229. Started last year as a true freshman. Went to East Coweta. Funny, the guy that coached him in high school, his dad, his son, is now an assistant coach at Furman. Danny Cronick, his son Drew, is now the receivers coach here at Furman. Napier works out of the gun. On 3rd down and 3. Billy. Incomplete. Overshoots his split end, Brian Bratton. 4th down.
Well, that time defensive coordinator John Wiley came with a different defense. Opposed to having his front guys rush the passer, they came as if they were going to rush the passer, and they dropped off. Josh Jeffries, he dropped right into the area of really where Brian Bratton was, and I think that's why Billy Napier couldn't see him on his pass route.
We talked about Napier's outstanding percentage. 72% coming in. He's 3 of 6 in the first quarter for only 17 yards. Bo Moore is the punter. Devon Folks is the deep man. Folks hasn't been much of a factor returning kicks, but he'll have a chance right here. Waits. Circles. Needs a block. Cuts a corner. Penalty flag. Down the sideline goes Folks.
I think it was a block in the back, but just with that excitement and electricity, that tells you right there why they don't kick the ball to Folks.
Folks had an 87-yard touchdown return on a punt against Marshall back in August, the second longest punt return for a score in Appalachian history. But this one's going to be brought back.
So there's a block in the back right there.
There it is.
On number 10, and I really couldn't see the black jersey.
This fall, get your NFL fix a day earlier with the most outrageous, unpredictable NFL pregame show you've ever seen. Introducing the NFL Show on Fox Sports Net with Michael Irvin, Tony Siragusa, and comedian Tommy Davidson. So start your NFL weekend the night before kickoff with the NFL Show. Presented by the U.S. Postal Service tonight at 11 Eastern and tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, only on Fox Sports Net. No score. 5:28 in the first at Kid Brewer. Bob Rathman, Ethan Horton, and Paul Crane with you. Joe Burchett sets him down for the Mountaineers. Jerry Beard gets the call. Tripped up as he gets over the 15 to the 18. It's always interesting to keep up with Jerry Beard's rushing totals. In fact, any back that runs it well for Appalachian. They have won their last 29 games when they've had a running back rush for over 100 yards.
Well, I like to keep the ball on the ground. I mean, he's missed 100 yards the past 2 weeks, 99, 90. Give Jerry Beard the football, and he'll get 100 yards for you.
He gets it here, needing 2 for the first down. And his progress nets him that first down at the 21. Mike Killian met him. We mentioned earlier that Jerry is from Lincolnton, Georgia, and that is a location that is spurned many a fine football player, and one in particular, his cousin, Garrison Hurst, the former Georgia Bulldog, and of course a longtime NFL standout at San Francisco. Jerry's dad and Garrison's dad are brothers, and so it's all in the family down there in Lincoln.
Hey, the bloodline.
Yes, sir. 6 carries, 24 yards in the opening quarter, so Beard's on track for a 100-yard day. He'll get the toss here. Good pursuit by Furman, and Jerry gets only a yard.
Well, that was a nice play by the defense. They just strung it out along the defensive front, and they allowed the secondary men to get involved in the play, so there's really no push by the big boys up front in black.
Appalachian faced with a 2nd down and 9 at their own 22. Mountaineers have won 4 straight after losing their opener against Marshall. Both clubs 2-0 in the Southern Conference. Burchett has the time.
looking, now forced to run. And has, I believe, another first down. If he doesn't have it, it's very, very close.
No, you have those eagle eyes. He picked up the first down. You're right on top of it, yes.
Thank you.
Well, he also picked up the first down because no one was open in terms of the wide receivers. Defensively, they had defended the wide receivers, which left a lot of room on the right side, and he just ran for it.
No score in this game. Neither team has really threatened to put points on the board. High snap, toss, and complete. Inbounds on the far side to Jermaine Little, the sophomore from Miami. Little has caught 3 touchdowns this season. Speed guy. He'll come out on 2nd and 2. Burchett now 3 of 5. 43 yards. Hayward goes to the top of your screen. Andrew Layton is split to the bottom. Folks is the man in motion. Burchett wants to throw the home run ball. Too long and incomplete to Hayward. T.J. Wilson defending.
The coaches are pretty upset, but I don't know why. Wilson just has good coverage. I mean, Hayward wasn't able to get a step on him. I mean, nothing there. Nice play by the defense.
3rd and 7. So far today, Appalachian 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions. They've had a fumble and an incompleted pass on their previous 2 attempts. Here's Burchett again looking long, and this one is picked off. Cam Newton. To the 30. Cam Newton recovered a fumble. Now picks off the pass. It's his 4th interception this season, and Furman is in great shape.
But Joe Burchett just didn't see him. Number 5, he's right there in the picture. He's just playing center field, folks. He thinks he's open, but no, he's not there. And Cam Newton, he does what a free safety should. He plays the football, and that's why he's running the other way. Nice return, great field position. 2 big turnovers for the App offense.
38-yard interception return for Cam Newton gives Furman a 1st and 10 at the Appalachian 30. And a whistle. Ron Buckner, they're going to pick up that flag. Let's go down to the field and Paul Crane.
Well, Bob, during that last series, defensive coordinator John Wiley was talking with his defensive secondary about trying to close the gaps on what Furman runs, that G option. The first couple of series, it was getting defensive end Leon Moore some trouble in particular. He was talking about missing tackles, but John Menino and others were picking him up. They felt more comfortable with it, but the secondary's got to close some gaps.
Furman looking at a 1st and 10 at the Appalachian 30. Trying to find an opening as O'Neal. It will be 2nd and 10. O'Neal is a very strong running back. 5'8", 184, but he could bench press a Greyhound bus.
Yeah, I guess that's why he averages over 7 yards per carry. Anything in his way is hit them, get them out of the way. I'm coming through. Here comes his truck.
2nd and 10. O'Neal, his numbers to date. Here is Napier throwing. Incomplete. Intended for Bear Reinhardt at the 25. Now a penalty flag.
I tell you, the defensive pressure is starting to get to Billy Napier. He doesn't have a lot of time back there to make a lot of decisions. When it's get back there, get rid of the football. Don't hold it because you could be sacked.
The penalty is going to go against the Mountaineers.
Well, it was a late flag. Oh, I'm not sure that was a call. I mean, Carter appeared to be there really at the same time the ball got there.
So a pass interference call moves the football to the 24, 1st and 10. Appalachian has given away some field position on this interception. Now the penalty yards becoming a factor. Look at that big pile with O'Neal right in the middle of it, number 24. October's magical matchups continue this week on Fox NFL Sunday, beginning with America's #1 pregame show. Then Terry Glenn returns to New England for the first time as the Packers battle Tom Brady and the Patriots, or the Panthers take on the Cowboys, the Falcons square off with the Giants, or other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern on Fox. 2nd down. Furman at the Appalachian 20. Biggest threat for either team so far in this game. Here's the toss to O'Neal. Good pursuit by Appalachian. They smelled run. And John Menino, big number 44, the senior from Norcross, Georgia, with the primary hit. 6'3", 260 is Menino.
It's nice pursuit by the defense. Also, the Paladins, they're in the red zone where they've been very successful. And I think when you look at them, they're clicking on something like 86%. So normally they get into this area and they come away with points. And they've had great field position. Let's see if they can do that.
A key snap when we come back. It has been a great day of football. Well, we've just played 1 quarter here at Appalachian. And we've had some big plays already. Jerry Beard leading the ground forces for Appalachian. And Furman has received not only 1 but 2 turnovers in the first quarter. We'll see if they can score on that interception when we come back. 1AA college football and a dandy in the Southern. Bob Rathbun. And our great crew here, number 88, Ethan Horton is here. Paul Crane's working the sidelines, and our great crew with a wonderful day of football. Glad to have you with us here on Fox Sports Net. Furman comes back to start this second quarter with a big 3rd down. They're 0 for 3, but they're in the red zone where they've had great success this season, and Appalachian has had their problems. Napier works out of the gun. Billy throwing. Complete to the Bear, and he's out of bounds. At the 13-yard line, Bear Reinhardt with the reception. And this is what we're talking about. The red zone is the 20-yard line in. Furman's had 15 opportunities, and they've converted on 13 of them. Meanwhile, Appalachian has had difficulty defending in the red zone.
And this is where you make your money offensively as well as defensively, because if you put points on the board, it's good for the entire team. Defensively, if you hold, it's good for your team.
O'Neal. Lots of black shirts. This is a day that has been deemed Black Saturday, a tradition that they're bringing back this year here at Appalachian, where the fans come dressed in all black and the team decks out in all black. And a very festive day, shall we say, for the student body.
No doubt about it.
Here at Kid Brewer Stadium. There you see the kids, and they are out to support their football team. Very vocal crowd here at Kid Brewer, and all eyes on quarterback Billy Napier, 2nd and 10. Handoff to Bratton. Stops, cuts back, dancing, looking, taken down at the 11.
A smart play by Bratton because no one was open. I thought it was going to be the old throwback to the quarterback, but it wasn't there. I mean, he appears to be gimpy just a little bit. See, Reinhardt, he's locked up. He just takes off. I mean, it's positive yards for the offense.
3rd and 8. Furman 1 of 4. They just converted their first 3rd down a moment ago. Now Furman wants a timeout. 13:28 remaining, second quarter. And the Paladins will huddle around head coach Bobby Lamb. Bobby Lamb taking over as the head coach, and it seems, Ethan, that this squad has not missed a beat. They come in 4-1, 2-0 in the Southern, having lost the head coach, a couple of assistants, 5 All-Americas, the Southern Conference Defensive Player of the Year, and the Southern Conference Offensive Player of the Year. Nobody better than Lewis Ivory.
Hey, the guy is special. I mean, offensively, they just had a one-man game. Give it to 34 and watch him run. But also, they haven't missed a beat on the ground, although they sort of use that triple threat formula. They like to play 3 back, something that I'm not very fond of. I think you get one guy, maybe 2, and you go out there and play football where they say they have 3 different running styles, and each has been successful. But Lewis Ivory, when you look at 218 yards last year, they averaged on offense 214 this year. They haven't missed a beat.
And what's amazing, it has been just a beacon in the Southern Conference, a model of consistency. 11 conference championships in the last 23 years. And their ability to win on the road is incredible. Furman has won 12 of their last 16 road games against 1AA opposition. 3rd and 8. Napier has Eric Emerson at his side as he works out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. Fake the dive. Pass to the end zone. Tipped. Incomplete. Intended for Reinhardt. Nigel Rogers, number 30, there to break it up.
I thought Nigel Rogers had an interception. For Napier, he's looking for his main guy, number 7, but here comes 30. But there's also a flag down, I think so. I don't know if Furman will stay in field goal range or they will remove themselves with a holding penalty.
And again, this is a team that doesn't incur a lot of penalties, and I think it suggests what's going on in the trenches from Appalachian.
When you mentioned, Bob, you mentioned the guys up front with the defensive pressure. You mentioned Jeffries, you mentioned Menino, Stovall, Moore. Those guys are applying a lot of pressure to the quarterback, so he's got to get back there and throw it. But also we touched on the inexperience of the offensive lineman on the left side of the ball. I think that's what we're seeing so far.
Danny Marshall is in to kick a 29-yard field goal for Furman. (3-0) Paladins. A timeout at Kid Brewer Stadium, and in the Southern Conference showdown for first, the Paladins draw first blood.
Welcome back to Kid Brewer Stadium, where Furman has itself a 3-0 lead. One Appalachian State tradition as the Mountain Man, Yosef, acting as mascot. But another returns with a vengeance today. It's Black Saturday. Now, fans have been encouraged to wear their baddest black, get their faces painted, receive an airbrush tattoo, and a Black Saturday cheer card. But one of the hottest items is this limited edition Black Saturday t-shirt. Now, the first 1,500 fans into the stadium today expected to get one of these. But actually, it's the first 1,499 who got one, guys.
And he's not giving it up either. Now, there's some fans, as we saw, with faces painted today. And Ethan, I know there's a dermatologist in Banner Elk that'll clear that right up. We got to take him over there after the game.
Hey, pretty strange. Check that crew out.
I love it. 3-0. Furman on the Danny Marshall field goal. Now Jermaine Little is the deep man as Brian Kovac gets set to kick it away for the Paladins. A 9-play, 19-yard drive for Furman that was set up with the interception. Appalachians turn it over twice. Little from the 3. And out of bounds in front of the Furman bench. And the Mountaineers will take over.
Was holding, Bob, against number 37, John Chastain.
So part of that 33-yard return will be negated. If you're just joining us, the quarterback matchup is most intriguing. 2 veteran guys, and both defenses geared to slow them down. Appalachian, as we mentioned, has turned it over twice. And the first scoring just moments ago on the Marshall field goal, 3-0 in favor of Furman. So let's see about the penalty here as Ron Buckner talks to the captains. Now the penalties will offset, and we'll kick again. Ethan Horton's passes made it to the game.
Elvis has arrived in the building, or shall I say, they've arrived at the stadium. Well, they're enjoying themselves. Why do you have that puzzled look on your face?
Well, I just didn't know the pre-med program had a day at the game today.
The sun's shining. I guess they said, let's go become a part of the festivities.
Little and Black again deep. The 2 to the whistle, and toe meets leather. And we've got Little from the 3. Boy, good job for Furman. Number 8, David Latimer, fought off his block, made the tackle inside the 20.
The Paladins can't be too upset because, and that's pretty much the same field position that the Mountaineers have started in all afternoon.
How would you grade Burchett so far today? Not as good as we've seen in past games and past years.
No, I can't give him a high grade, but right now the game is still young, so maybe he'll come on. But
plenty of time.
Still, you look at the defense, I think they've taken a few things away.
Beard and Hoover are the backs behind Joe Burchett. Beard, just no way to run. Excellent pursuit by Furman, led by Andrew Knight, the middle linebacker, number 41.
And Knight, he's watching 34. That's his read. You see him step into the hole and pursue to the football. I mean, nice tackle by the young linebacker.
Andrew Knight, a senior from Snellville, leads this Paladin defense in tackles for losses with 4. Make that 5 as it's 2nd down and 12. Beard taken down immediately, and again Andrew Knight with the tackle. You don't think the middle linebacker spying the tailback, do you?
Yes, he is. But also, Bob, you mentioned Joe Burchett. I think field position has also played a part in Joe Burchett's performance so far because they have to be conservative. They can't really throw the ball down the field. At the same time, as I said before, the defense, they've taken a little away from him because now they don't have to defend a whole lot because offensively they can't take a lot of chances.
But he's such a big game player.
Yes.
You just keep expecting and waiting for him to pop a big one. Burchett can't escape the pressure. We talked about the Appalachian defensive line, but that time it was Furman making the plays. Brandon Poole, number 93, the son of former Heisman Trophy winning running back at South Carolina, George Rogers. And Brandon gets the congratulations as he comes to the sideline.
Well, Bob, he gets the credit, but also 47, Eddie Overdyke. He was the first person to apply the pressure.
Nate McKinney to punt. And the Bear is going to let this one go. Gets a big Appalachian bounce out of bounds and they'll mark it out at the 25. 10:55 remaining in the second quarter at Boone with our score: Furman 3, Appalachian nothing. Furman with a 3-0 lead over Appalachian. 10:59 remaining, second quarter here at Kidd Brewer Stadium in Boone, North Carolina. This fall, get your NFL fix a day earlier with the most outrageous, unpredictable NFL pregame show you've ever seen. Introducing the NFL Show on Fox Sports Net with Michael Irvin, Tony Siragusa, and comedian Tommy Davidson. Start your NFL weekend the night before the kickoff with the NFL Show, presented by the U.S. Postal Service, tonight at 11 Eastern and tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, only on Fox Sports Net. Scores from the Southern today, and VMI knocks off Wofford 27-16. That's the first loss for the Terriers. The Citadel winning big over East Tennessee in the fourth, and Georgia Southern leading Western Carolina over in Cullowhee. So we have the two unbeatens that are left head-to-head, Appalachian and Furman. And we'll see Georgia Southern next week as Appalachian heads to Statesboro. The great race of 2002 in the Southern Conference. And now Furman behind their senior quarterback, Billy Napier, coming up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from the 25. Bob Rathman, Ethan Horton, Paul Crane. Beautiful day in the mountains. And a really interesting 1AA matchup. Napier sacked. K.T. Stovall.
He's picking up where he left off last week. 11 tackles, 3 sacks versus East Tennessee State. Here he just comes in. He beats Stephen Kane 74 with all speed.
Here's Stovall. And the guy you mentioned, 74, Kane, coach is telling us yesterday they think he might be a pro prospect.
Well, he better do a lot better job than that.
Over the 30 at the 32-yard line and shy of a first down. Lamar Rembert at 5'8", the junior, has given this backfield a spark.
Well, he's fast. He's small, so you can't really see him. And also 33, Brad West, he saves a touchdown because he horse calls him. They grabbed him around his neck and get the guy down the best way you can.
Junior from Ocala, Florida. Lamar Rembert averaging over 5 yards per carry. 28 yards on just 2 carries, so he's getting them some big yards when he touches the football. 3rd down and a yard from the 34. Inside to Emerson for the first down. Big Eric Emerson. A load to bring down in a short yardage situation. 5'11", 230.
He's just like a little rock down there. I mean, you get 230 moving forward with a full head of speed. Anything in the way is getting out of the way very quickly.
Bobby Lamb and the Paladins with a first down and a 3-0 lead as we approach the 9-minute mark of period 2. Rembert couldn't get outside that time to utilize his speed. Menino getting off the bottom of that pile.
But also the Mountaineers, at least on that particular play anyway, they decided to come down with an 8-man front to try to stop the run.
Stovall, Moore, that man Menino, Jeffries. That defensive forward wall. They forced 2 holding penalties. You just saw the sack of Stovall earlier. They seem to be winning the war, but the scoreboard would suggest otherwise. And there's another jump on the back, tackle by Josh Jeffries.
I'm laughing because 84 Sutter, he just can't cut him off. You have to get your head across the bow. He doesn't do that, and Jeffries, he just chases him down from the backside.
3rd and long. Furman 2 of 6 on 3rd down conversions.
one to convert here. 3rd and a dozen. Three receivers to the left. As Napier looks, he throws, and it's complete. Drop, live ball, is it?
He got it back.
He did. Furman football at the 50.
And James Thomas, number 3, ran an outstanding route. He's very lucky to get the ball back. With a lot of black jerseys around the football. See, he drives off very well. He turns, and the ball is there. And that's the thing about Napier. He's throwing the ball to a spot. Looks like Black strips it out. So that ball should have been recovered twice by the Mountaineers. The ball's out right there. So it should have been recovered right there. It's not. And gave him an opportunity to get the ball back.
And a first down. Rembert into Mountaineer territory at the 42.
Bob, I just spoke about number 74, Stephen Kane. Now, that particular play, he blocked like he was a guy that the pro prospects have come out to see, because he had driven his guy, Black in this case, maybe 15 yards down the field. And do you think they're hitting down there also? Can you hear those pads popping?
Fierce. There's big Stephen Kane. 2nd. And just a yard. Play to the right side. This time Al Means, the ball carrier, sophomore from Charlotte. Slow getting to his feet. 55 Carter. He and Kornatzer, the tacklers for Appalachian. It is a first down for the Paladins at the 40.
See, this is one of the concerns of defensive coordinator John Wiley. He wanted to get his team off the field defensively. And you look at 3rd down situations or short situations offensively. You know, Furman, they're pretty good in that area.
Racing to the corner, brought down by Nigel Rogers, number 30.
And I think that time that play was designed to go to the inside. Nothing there. He races to the outside, and Rogers just runs him down from behind. You know, Bob, they mentioned running back by committee, but so far, Rembert, he's been the main go-to guy in the backfield.
Coming up, the 10th play of this drive. It started at the Furman 25-yard line. Yes, you're right, Ethan. We haven't seen Mays, and Brigham has been in just for a series or two. Napier with the toss to Rembert. And there to greet him, Brad West. Brad from Clemson, South Carolina. His dad, the offensive line coach of the Tigers. 5'11" freshman, the strong side linebacker.
The defensive coordinator, John Wiley, again has the right call. He has his linebacker locked up on number 22, Rembert, and he comes up and makes the stop in space. When you have a small guy like that, you have to break down and make the tackle, and that's exactly what West did.
Furman has converted 3 of 7. Mountaineers 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. And it's 3rd and 14 right here. And on his backside is Bratton. Well, that won't get you much in college football.
No. He had a lot of room. The Mountaineers came with the blitz. I thought Furman had on the right play, but he just couldn't keep his feet.
So Jeffries and the Mountaineers hold. And another punt by Bo Moore coming up. Folks is the deep man for Appalachian.
Back to receive for the Mountaineers.
Bo Moore averaging 40 yards per punt. His longest punt of the year coming in. 52 yards. Appalachian bringing pressure. Folks makes the grab. Penalty flag. Halo may have been violated here. Folks dancing around. He's in his own end zone. Now gets out. 10, 15, and pushed out of bounds.
Very dangerous. Man, there's a lot of traffic down there. Devon Folks, he's taking an awful chance.
Not much upside on a play like that.
No. I mean, you fumble it, turnover, which they've already done 2 of those on offense, and you don't want to give the Paladins great field position, which they have so far with the past 2 turnovers.
A 28-yard punt under duress, we might add.
And you don't run back toward your own end zone either.
No time to be a hero.
No.
Having trouble, obviously, with Mr. Buckner's microphone, but our crew will have that rectified at halftime. So it looked like the halo rule was violated, and that will move it up 10 yards from the point of the reception. A timeout in Boone.
Welcome back to Boone, North Carolina. There's a lot of positive energy on the Furman sideline at the moment, but the day started in a very somber mood. Yesterday, an auto accident on I-85 in Spartanburg County killed 1 member of Furman's nationally ranked soccer team and injured 3 of his teammates. Freshman Philip Gray Griffin was killed. The others are in stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries. Griffin was just 18 years old. A funeral will be held Monday morning in Huntersville, North Carolina. Gentlemen, a reminder to us all how this is just a football game.
8 minutes to go.
Indeed, and I was reading this morning on the internet, the Greenville News, and that young man's dad, Mr. Griffin, had some wonderful quotes about his son, and saying that he lived in 18 years what most people that live to get into their 40s and 50s. The opportunities of travel and team play, and what a tragedy at Furman.
No doubt about it.
And that shakes up the entire university community. Everyone's touched when something like that happens. To the 39 and a first down for Jerry Beard. Appalachian stymied. They have not been able to get any kind of field position, really anything going offensively.
Well, they've always started pretty much with their back to their own end zone, and now this is, I'm going to say, pretty much the best field position they've had all afternoon.
Beard trying to break free, but Burchett couldn't see him. Snowed under. Poole and Sperling coming into the game. Furman had a grand total of 3 sacks for the year, but Sperling adds to that total right there. Paul Crane.
Well, Bob, the defensive coaches on the Furman side after the last series were thrilled with Sperling in particular, calling his play beautiful as Furman was able to collapse the pocket, rushing only 3. He's apparently figured something out, but then he is a double major, philosophy and political science. He should be the guy to figure it out.
Second down and 16. Burchett drops it, falls on it, and another loss. Appalachian stuck in reverse.
You know, we talked to the Furman coaches yesterday, and they talked about discipline. We spoke with the Appalachian coaches. They talked about the discipline of the defense. And right now, I think that discipline is starting to pay off because you have a 3-man rush. Spool, he's getting into the backfield. Sperling is getting into the backfield. And I think when you look at App State offensively, Bob, they're playing as if they haven't seen this type of defense before. I mean, the ball is knocked out of Burchett's hands. They haven't really gotten anything offensively going in a positive direction. I think right now they're reeling because, as you stated, nothing has gone their way so far the first half. And I think you look at their performance and you look at the scoreboard and it says Furman 3, App State nothing.
October's magical matchups continue this week on Fox NFL Sunday, beginning with America's #1 pregame show. Then Terry Glenn returns to New England for the first time as the Packers battle Tom Brady and the Patriots. Panthers, Cowboys, Falcons, Giants, other regional action. The coverage begins at noon Eastern on Fox. 2:12 remaining before halftime here in Boone. Gary Moore's Mountaineers
Ball club that lost at Marshall to start the season and had to come from behind to knock off Eastern Kentucky in a game that we did here in mid-September. Then victories at Liberty, here over the Citadel, and then last week at East Tennessee State. His ball club primed for this big battle with Furman, but not much has gone right for the Mountaineers.
And that's a look of concern. He may not admit it. But I think he's wondering what is going on because he expected more from his offense.
Reverse. Jackson. Nothing there. Furman's going to burn a timeout. They're going to try to do everything they can to get the ball back with respectable field position and a little time left before halftime. 44, Killian. And Overdyke also in on the tackle.
A very conservative play, but when it's 3rd and 21, there's not many plays in the playbook for 3rd and 21. And I'm pretty sure the Mountaineers did not want to put the ball into the air to turn the ball over for a 3rd time in the first half.
Not many long gainers for Coach Moore in this game today. There was one drive where Appalachian had back-to-back big plays, an 18-yard gain, a 15-yard gain, but those plays have been few and far between. Now they're forced to give it up. Nate McKinney in to punt, number 85.
Well, he's been their best weapon. His first punt over 56 yards, so that's a plus.
Last year, Furman forced Appalachian into 11 punts. This will be their 3rd today. Bear Reinhardt, the deep man, at his own 27. McKinney, the junior from High Point. Reinhardt up the middle. Tripped up by Black at the 35-yard line. And it will be Appalachian ball, or rather Furman ball. Stay tuned. Coming up at halftime, Paul Crane will talk live with Southern Conference Commissioner Danny Morrison. We'll join the college football Saturday team. Chris Rose, Kellen Winslow, Artie Gigantino in the studios in Los Angeles for a preview of tonight's game on Fox Sports Net between Cal and Southern California. And we'll also take you inside the Appalachian State locker room, all coming up at halftime. Billy Napier at quarterback, out of the gun for Furman. Menino with pressure, pass complete to Pratt, over the 40 to the 43. Furman has used all 3 of its allotted timeouts here, so they must move quickly as that clock continues to tick. Keep an eye on 7, Reinhardt.
Oh, Mr. Black, meet Mr. Bear.
The Black Bear. Complete to Bear Reinhardt, out of bounds to stop the clock. 1:25 left.
And this is what they have to do with no timeouts. You work to the boundary. I mean, use the sideline as your friend.
Clock will stop on the snap. Play clock continues, as you see, 18-17. Napier shovels it. Ooh, big hit at the 48-yard line. Stovall and 30 Rogers just pancaked O'Neal.
About like those pancakes I ate this morning.
Man, I'm telling you, you were impressive. I mean, you were an All-American at breakfast today. Napier can't get rid of it. Menino throws him down.
He's got to throw it away, Bob. Anytime you have a lot of pressure, no one open, the clock's working against you, throw the ball away and don't take the sack.
And Menino was on him so quickly.
He was.
I mean, he was just right there in his face.
I mean, the front 4 of the Mountaineers, they played exceptionally well.
He just threw that offensive guard right out of the way. Menino did.
I mean, Justin Price, he's only had 5 starts. And to be honest with you, the front 4 of the Mountaineers, they're taking those guys to school, but they have nothing going on offense to really show for it.
Ethan Horton mentioned before the game that the game within the game, the battle at quarterback, the victor may become the first-team all-conference quarterback. The numbers so far.
Well, they're pretty equal. I mean, Napier's had the better of the field position, and that's about where it stands.
An Appalachian timeout. They have 2 remaining.
Yeah,
52 seconds remaining. Napier pump fakes down the sideline, over the head and out of bounds, intended for Reinhardt. Smalls was there, 36. Also backside help from Rogers. 4th down.
Well, I think they punt this away from Folks.
I think, Ethan, you may have a better chance of catching this punt than Folks does.
If they if he gets this one, I would be real surprised.
Folks waiting for the Bowmore punt. Keep in mind the Mountaineers have a couple of timeouts to work with. Now Folks is going to get a chance from the 15. Here it comes. The punter is back. Tripped him up. The last guy in a ballpark you want to touch the football.
You're exactly right. You don't punt him the football. Now, App State has great field position with a little time left. I mean, Folks has a lot of time, and he just finds the seam up the middle and just turns it on. Now, you really don't let the punter bring you down, but the punter in this case, he does his job. Last line of defense.
So Appalachian with 34 seconds to work with and 2 timeouts from the Furman 42-yard line. Burchett over the middle. Making the grab, Jose White. And the timeout, Appalachian to stop it with 23 seconds remaining before halftime. 1 timeout left for the Mountaineers.
I mean, those are the type of plays we see Jerry Moore. He's a little upset. You don't really want to give the opposing team. It appears it's going to be a close battle. So momentum is up in the air right now, and both teams are trying to seize the moment, but plays like that are the type of plays you like to take into the locker room, Bob, because it's as if to say, okay, we haven't done anything all day. We have a 3rd and 4th quarter. We have the momentum. Let's go out and try to seize the moment.
Devon Folks is a wonderful return man. He's averaging 18 yards per return this year. This was earlier this year against Marshall in Huntington. And Devon Folks took it 87 yards. The 2nd longest punt return in Appalachian history. So he's a marked man. You know what he can do. It'll be 2nd down. And 3 yards to go for the Mountaineers as we approach Paul Crane at halftime. Burchett to the sideline. Folks looking. Can't get outside. Can't get out of bounds. Appalachian takes their final timeout, stopping the clock with 13.9. All right, Coach, do you run one more play and kick it, or you just kick it right here?
I'll run one more play. Get it just a tad closer. Throw the ball to the outside and not to the middle of the field. But if they pick up the 1st down, the clock will stop anyway,
yes.
So he'll have an opportunity to come up and down it. But take one more shot.
Through it all, Appalachian has remained just 1 play away from taking the lead.
Right.
And you'd have to say that Furman has outplayed them in this game.
I agree with that on both sides. I mean, defensively, look at Furman, very sound, very disciplined, steady. They've really kept the ball in front of them. They've come up and made the plays. Offensively, they've had pretty decent field position, but they haven't done an awful lot with it, so I think the credit goes to the Mountaineer defense there. But for the most part, you got to say Furman has been in position to put more points on the board, and they really haven't.
This is a game that will have great significance when the pairings for the playoffs come out. Of course, the Southern Conference champion gets an automatic bid, but this league routinely takes 3 teams to postseason. Appalachian number 4, Furman number 5 in the 1AA top 10. Now let's see what Jerry Moore and the Mountaineers are thinking here. 13.9 seconds left. For Chet. Out of the gun with 3 receivers to the left. To the sideline. Folks complete at the 26. And that stops the clock with 9.5. It is a first down for Appalachian.
I would have liked to have seen him take one shot into the end zone and then take a kick.
And Mark Wright is in to kick the field goal. A 43-yard attempt for Mark Wright. His longest of the year is 47. Bad snap, and the kick is no good. Also, the kick was partially blocked. But I don't think Wright ever had a chance to get that baby airborne.
No, he didn't. There was a lot of push up the middle. Kind of low snap.
47, perhaps, Overdyke. Another look.
Either here or Whetstone 21 gets up pretty high, too.
Yep, 21. You're exactly right. Keto Whetstone with the block. Half ends. And Furman, thanks to that block, takes a 3-0 lead to the locker room here at halftime at Kidd Brewer Stadium in what has been a classic battle between 2 teams fighting for first place at the midway point of the Southern Conference season. Not much has gone well offensively for Mountaineers today as they try to maintain hold their serve at home in conference play. And right now the head coach Jerry Moore is standing by with our Paul Crane.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. Coach, 2 turnovers in the first half of your offense. You're only down by 3, but you haven't been able to get on the board. How frustrating is it for the offense?
Very, very frustrating. The defense has been playing well, giving us a chance. We just like right there, we mishandle a snap. We would get out of it. I think we get back, have a great shot at a field goal. We mishandle a snap. We don't get on the board. It's just one thing after another offensive. We got to get it corrected.
And what's happening in the trenches, Coach? Furman's able to collapse the pocket, rushing only 3, able to block the field goal at the end of the first half.
Yeah, well, it was bad. We just didn't handle the snap on that. But they shouldn't be able to get to us with a 3-man rush. They did that a couple of times, and we just got to get that corrected.
So what kind of adjustments do you need to make here at halftime, considering the 2 of you know each other so well?
Well, we just got to get our people playing and not making mistakes, penalties, and just eliminate the mistakes. Same old thing in any football game.
All right, best of luck. Thank you very much, Coach. It's 3-0 as Furman leads Appalachian State. We'll be back to Boone, North Carolina in a moment. You're watching Fox Sports Net. We are joined now by Southern Conference Commissioner Danny Morrison. And Danny, part of the reason you're here today is to present an award to Appalachian State head coach Jerry Moore. What does he mean to the Southern Conference and college football?
Well, he's an outstanding coach. When you have 111 wins in the Southern Conference and just past the legendary Wallace Wade, that speaks for itself. But more importantly, not only is he a great football coach, great person, great ambassador for the conference, and a great representative for Appalachian State. So it was really a pleasure. Now, he wasn't looking forward to the presentation. He had his mind on this football game, but it was great to be able to honor him at that time.
Now, you've been on the job for just under a year. You were a senior vice president at Wofford before joining the conference. What has been the biggest surprise to you in your first year on the job?
Well, there hadn't been too many surprises. I guess the most difficult part's going to a game and being neutral. I had never gone to games and not been neutral before, so that was a different adjustment. But I had the luxury of coming into a conference that was already healthy. So things were going well. We've got outstanding schools in this conference, great leadership among the CEOs and athletic directors. So, I had the good fortune to be able to come in and things were already going well.
Are you going to have to avoid big Wofford games?
Well, I haven't been back but one time to a Wofford game, and that was last week for the conference game. I saw the first half of Western Carolina Furman, then went over and saw Wofford Chattanooga.
Well, how about football excellence? It's kind of associated with the Southern Conference.
Well, the league is just fantastic. As you know, 3 of the final 16 last year in the playoffs, and then 3 of the final 8 won the first round of the games. And if we hadn't had to knock each other off, I think we might have gotten 3 of the final 4. But it was great. It's a great football conference. We're seeing a great game here today. Georgia Southern looks like they're getting things rolling and on track, and really the competitiveness of the Southern Conference is just phenomenal.
And before we let you go, we're going to make you pull out your crystal ball. What do you see happening in the conference down the road in the weeks, months, and even years ahead?
Well, I don't know if I have the crystal ball. I just hope that we can keep improving. We got, it's great academic, athletic balance. Very competitive football. 6 teams tied for first in men's basketball last year. Teams go the NIT and the NCAA. And women's basketball, we had teams in NIT and the NCAA. And then we got a team ranked 6th in the nation in college golf and College of Charleston. And Furman's 14 in soccer. So things are going well.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. Continued success and a great afternoon of football still ahead as Furman leads Appalachian State 3-0. We'll be back after heading to our LA studios for a preview of tonight's game between the surprising Cal Bears and USC. You are watching college football on Fox Sports Net.
Welcome back to Kidd Brewer Stadium. We start the third quarter with Furman leading Appalachian 3-0, and the Paladins set to kick it away to the Mountaineers. Brian Kovach. The deep man is Jermaine Little. As Bobby Lamb said, it's been a great football game. We expect nothing less in the second half. Whoa, this one gets past Little and into the end zone for a touchback. Ethan Horton, let's take a look at these first half numbers. Time of possession certainly in Furman's favor, 19 basically to 11 in that first half of play. Anything else jump out at you? The turnovers were crucial.
No, they were very crucial. And I think when you look at the time of possession, Furman had the better field position, the turnovers, and that's why they had the field position, because each time that the Mountaineers started to get something going offensively, turnover. Ball's on the ground, pops out. Big play by Newton. Burchett, he just doesn't see Newton in the middle of the field, and that's why he comes up with a big interception.
Nothing for Beard on first down. Sperling with the tackle.
And I expect the Mountaineers to come back and rush the football with Jerry Beard. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities so far during the first half, but if they want to get in gear, I think the best way to do that is rush the football.
Beard has carried it 10 times for 36 yards. See the average of 3.6 for the year. He's 4.8. 3 wide to the right. Burchett, quick throw. Incomplete. Andrew Layton, the intended receiver. Ritter to break it up.
So nothing special about their route. I mean, they're not running anybody down the field to try to open up those seams. Everything's short underneath. And it allows the linebackers of Furman just to play on what they see. So there's not a lot of room out there to get those guys open.
Third down. Burchett, 7 of 11 in passing today. 1 intercepted. This one batted down. Eddie Overdyke, the senior out of Brookwood High School in Lilburn, Georgia, was on a state championship team there at Brookwood. Denies Burchett, and a good defensive play.
Well, Burchett was trying to give Falk that little slip screen in space, and as you mentioned, Bob, Overdyke just plays it and bats the ball down.
Furman looks like they're going to bring some heat on the punt. McKinney, the punter. Nope, they relax. As the ball gets a big Appalachian bounce inside the 25. Folks will touch it at the 22, and that will be where Furman
has it 1st and 10. Well, if Appalachian, Ethan, was looking for a big head of steam and some momentum to get them going with the ball to start the quarter, that was taken right away by Furman.
Well, good defense. As I said before, they're just playing, I think when you look at App State, playing right into Furman's hands because they're not trying to stretch the field. They're trying to throw a lot of short routes, so defensively, the linebackers don't have to react. App State, they're not rushing the football, so there's no balance in their offense.
Eric Emerson is the fullback. Hindley Brigham is the tailback as Furman's Billy Napier comes up and under center 1st and 10. Brigham to the 31-yard line. The junior from Birmingham gets the start at tail here in the 3rd quarter.
Right up the gut. Good blocking. Good tackle by the safety. Kornatzer, Rogers, those two guys, they lead this team in tackles. Not a lot of offense right now by the offensive backfield.
That was Brigham's first carry. He's the leading rusher on the ball club. 3-0 Paladins. Just underway in quarter 3. Bring it to the outside, and he's got the first down at the 37. Brigham started his career at Baylor and transferred. His brother Grant is a wide receiver at Vanderbilt. And, of course, those clubs met to begin the year with Vandy winning big over Furman. Hindley is a junior, 5'9", 203.
From the first 2 plays, Bob, unlike the Mountaineers, you can see the Paladins, they've decided they're going to come out and rush the football and try to get something going on the ground.
Defense has been outstanding today, yielding just the field goal, and the turnover set that score up. Carter and Rogers combined on the tackle.
And not only that, to combat the rushing attack of Furman, at least on these first 3 plays anyway, defensive coordinator John Wiley has decided to come down with that 8th man to make an 8-man front, and I think he's going to force Napier to really counter that by audibilizing and going away from the safety.
You just wonder, with the way that Furman has been able to pass the ball effectively this season, if it isn't one of those lull you to sleep and then try to pop a big pass, and here it comes, incomplete to Bratton on the far side at the 30. Black with great Velcro coverage on the corner.
Hey, you called it. That's exactly what they're trying to do offensively. Put this defense to sleep and then go up top for the big one. Napier has a little time, but he just doesn't get the ball out there. So just a little underthrown to Bratton.
Furman is 3 of 9 on 3rd down conversions this afternoon here in Boone. They've got Reinhardt in the slot to the bottom of your screen. Dual receivers to the top. Napier out of the gun. Looking. Pressure. Throws complete to Reinhardt. First down Furman at the Appalachian 45. The Bear used that big paw to make that catch.
Well, Napier got it off just in time as Leon Moore crushed him, number 9. As you see there, just finding a hole in the seam, and the Bear comes up with the big play.
Last week, a career-high 153 yards in the win over Western Carolina. The All-Southern Conference performer from Seneca, South Carolina. 1st and 10 at the Appalachian 45. Emerson. A couple of tough ones to the 42. It's a Furman ball club that leads the conference in offense.
See, what I like about this drive so far, they're forcing the defense to react to what they're doing. They've rushed the football. John Wiley, the coordinator, has come down with an 8th man. They've hit the pass in the middle of the field. They've come back now with the fullback. So now they have a better balance offensively than what they've seen on the opposing side.
8 in the box for Appalachian as Brigham finds a seam.
to the 25. There looked, Ethan, like there was some movement on that defensive line. Let's see what happened to that seam. Oh, a great block.
Nice blocking by all the white jerseys. Also, there was a cutback lane. And when you have an 8th man down front, if you watch McCain 74, that's how you block like a pro prospect. And also, when you have good blocking at the point of attack, it opens up a lot of things. You bring down the 8th man. If he misses the tackle, it's a lot of green space out there.
At the 25, 1st and 10 for Furman. Brigham knocked off his feet by Scott Kornatzer. Scott is a local product. We say local, Advanced near Winston-Salem. Senior. Nice play.
Very nice play, Bob. You can see that good blocking. I mean, that's all that is, good blocking. The back can't get to the outside defensively. Kornatzer, he's coming up making the play.
The sun just went behind a cloud. We could see. 2nd and 7.
Modest monitor looks different.
Here's a pass. Napier complete to the Bear at the 13-yard line. Bear Reinhardt with a grab. Furman moving the ball consistently now for the first time today.
Just an outstanding route, but I think the throw was much better. I mean, Napier just threw it through a spot because Sam Smalls, number 36, he's right there with the coverage. So he was there on the ball, but just a little late. Let's go!
The Bear gets a breather. Bratton is in. The motion man is Thomas. Toss to Brigham. Can't cut it back. Pancaked by Rogers.
That's how you deliver the blow from the secondary. I mean, just a good defensive play. I mean, you see he has a hole right there, but 30 feels it.
Nigel Rogers Jr. from Bishopville, South Carolina. The hit man. He leads them in tackles with 44. Big one right there. 11th play of the drive for the Paladins. 3-0 Furman on the option. Nothing doing, says Josh Jeffries.
That was a big play by the All-American. I mean, we haven't seen the option all day, and he comes up huge. It's a big loss.
3rd and long.
See, he just defeats the block and makes the play. He was not going to be denied.
3rd down. And 15. Furman can make a first down without scoring. Napier throws it away. That's a penalty. Now, and a grounding call is coming. Did Furman have anybody in the vicinity? But I think he was within the boundaries. Yes, that's an illegal play for Furman.
Well, they wanted to go with the shovel pass to O'Neal, but he was on the left side. The defenders up front took that play away, and Napier just tried to make up one. See, 24 to tailback. He gets tackled.
Intentional grounding. Offense. That's lost it down at the spot of the foul. 4th down.
And you can see that O'Neal, 24, had been taken completely out of the play, if indeed he at all was going to be involved. That's what Bobby Lamb is saying. Can't be grounding. My tailback got flattened.
Well, the All-American made the play, Josh Jeffries.
.29-yard field goal to make it 6-0 Furman. Danny Marshall with the kick. He has the distance, and it is good. .6-0 Paladins. Middle of the 3rd in Boone.
6-0 Furman with 7:29 remaining in the third. This fall, get your NFL fix a day earlier with the most outrageous, unpredictable NFL pregame show you've ever seen. Introducing the NFL show on Fox Sports Net. Michael Irvin, Tony Siragusa, Tommy Davidson come your way. Starting your NFL weekend the night before the kickoff. The NFL show, presented by the U.S. Postal Service at 11 Eastern tonight and tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Fox Sports Net. Furman had to settle for a field goal, and I take it, Paul Crane, the Paladins weren't really thrilled with that pass and illegal grounding call.
Oh, Bob, the mercury is rising. So hot down here on the Paladin sideline. You gotta be kidding me is just one of the things I can repeat. They were not pleased, but are happy to get the field goal. 6-0 certainly looks like a big lead at this point.
Now, the guy to keep your eye on in all this is the tailback O'Neal. Is it 24 right there at the 21-yard line?
Yeah.
He's flattened on the play. Napier tried to throw it to him, and I don't understand.
They had it back in the vicinity. That's all it takes.
13-play drive for the Paladins, resulting in a 46-yard Danny Marshall field goal. Brian Kovach kicks it to Little and Black. And it is going to be from the 7, Jermaine Little on the return. To the 35. Look at that Furman bench. Billy and the Bear talking things over.
Offensively, the Mountaineers need to get something going. I realize they're only down 6 points, but they haven't played very well so far.
27-yard return by Jermaine Little. And it's 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers as Joe Burchett. They slide up the reverse. Here comes Layton. And driven back to the line of scrimmage. Outstanding pursuit by Furman. Number 14, strong safety Paul Billingsley. Came back to make the play.
He made the play, but if you watch number 93, Brandon Poole, he stays home. You'll see him in the left side of your screen. Right about now. See him there? He sheds the block. He stayed home and forced the ball carrier back inside to his defenders, and that's why he was able to have a nice stand on that particular play.
Forward progress mark to the 37. 2nd and 8. Burchett. Play action. Nobody home. Burchett took punishment after the pass. We have seen Burchett have better days than this, but Paul Crane, a lot of it is due to the Furman D.
The Furman defense has been outstanding. Defensive coaches were expecting something new. They kept telling the secondary and the linemen, watch for the bootleg, watch for the bootleg. They've done a great job of frustrating Burchett so far, and they certainly are expecting Appalachian to try some new tricks.
3rd and 8. Joe, pressure, taken down. That Furman D again, led by Eddie Overdyke, 47, with the pressure on the Appalachian quarterback.
And for a defensive team to come in with very little sacks, I mean, they appear to be the team that has the lead right now. You look at the Southern Conference, because they were only rushing 3. They're bringing 4, and they're going up against a veteran offensive line.
Nate McKinney back to punt it for Appalachian. Furman forced him to punt 11 times in the game last year in Greenville. Reinhardt's gonna watch this one bounce, takes an Appalachian bounce and down to the 2. So a big break. Let's see if that's a momentum changer in this game. Huge punt, big bounce for the Mountaineers. Furman ball after we come back after the 61-yard punt. 6-0 Paladins. Bob Rathman, number 88, Ethan Horton, and our new man on the sidelines, Paul Crane. Happy to have you with us on Fox Sports Net from Boone. First place in the Southern is on the line, and Furman is leading this one by a 6-0 score. All time, the Paladins have a winning record here in Boone, although the home team has won the last 5 in this series. Now the punt by McKinney has backed Furman all the way back to their 2-yard line. And if the Mountaineers could force a 3-and-out, they would get it back with great field position. See how it goes. Napier on the handoff to fullback Al Means, and Means keeps going out to the 10. Great second effort.
Outstanding second effort, because this is the worst field position that Furman has had all afternoon. They give the ball to their big back out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Butler High School, I might add, for the Charlotteans. I better throw that one in there. I mean, that's the type of effort they need definitely to get out of that hole.
Napier on 2nd and 2. To the tailback, O'Neal. First down, Furman at the 15.
It's a big first down, because look at the time of possession during the first half. It was all Furman when they had good field position. And now they're starting on their own, too. If they can sustain some type of drive here, maybe they'll take the quarter out.
Napier and Burchett, one of the big stories of this game, the dueling quarterbacks, and Billy has had the upper hand, even though the yardage total is relatively even. O'Neal brought down for a loss by KT Stovall. Last week, KT had 3 tackles for losses and a career-high 3 sacks. Comes up with a big play here.
And he's had an outstanding afternoon, because we've called his name for sacks, plays for loss, and I think at the same time, Bob, he's pursued the football relentlessly. I mean, sometimes he hasn't made a tackle, but just by disrupting the play, he's given his teammates a chance to go in and make the stop.
Under 4 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Furman out of the eye. Inside handoff to the fullback, Means. To the 26. Boy, they had it 2nd and 16, Ethan, and Means gets him out of a big hole and a first down.
Well, Coach Lamb spoke about Al Means yesterday. He said he may not be the best blocker between the 2 fullbacks, but when he gets his hands on the football, he definitely knows what to do with it.
18-yard gain. Napier gives it his seal of approval. And now the Paladins have it out at the 28. I can't tell you how impressed I've been with Bobby Lamb's team today. They have been cool under pressure. Appalachian has thrown a lot of heat on them from their defense. But they have, you can tell, a well-coached team and a well-disciplined team, and that's what we're seeing in Furman. Not that Appalachian is not.
Right.
But Furman's playing with the lead, and they're in control of this game.
No doubt. What I like, they have come back with the run. I mean, they understand, too, that we don't want to get into a throwing match of this defense. We have sustained something, and let's stay with it. And like you said, that takes discipline, and not only that, it takes a lot of patience.
Bobby Lamb unpacked his bags as a freshman in 1982 in Greenville. He hasn't left. 16 years as an assistant, now taking over for the departed Bobby Johnson, who went on to Vanderbilt. Inside handoff to Means. There's just a knack about him on this drive. He's been hit at the line of scrimmage, I think twice, maybe 3 times, but each time he has been able to shake off that initial hit, get the yards after that first contact.
Well, he runs low to the ground. I mean, he's not giving those defenders a lot of shots at his body, because he's giving them all shoulder pads and thighs, and that's why he's able to run over people.
Another first down for the Paladins. From the 39. Intercepted. Lyles. Touchdown. And just like that,
Appalachian has tied the game. Boy, you could see that pickoff coming. Napier did not have the proper angle or the proper throw. Lyles read it perfectly.
He was late with the pass, Bob, and Lyles broke it, as you mentioned. He saw it coming at him all the way, and he just took it the other way. Slow developing. Get that out pass out there. You can't hold it. And that time, Napier, he held it just a little too long.
A 43-yard interception return for the touchdown. And now Mark Wright comes in to try to break the tie, and he does. Funny game, this football.
We've touched on momentum for almost 3 quarters now. And if that's a momentum swing, maybe now the Mountaineers can get something going on both sides. Defensively, they have played well. See here, he pump fakes, holds it, and by the time he gets it out there, Lyles has already broken on it. And that's all it takes is one play to get back into a ball game. And right now, the Mountaineers, they're feeling pretty good about themselves. But Furman will get the ball back. And being down 1, Bob, they're still in it.
2 minutes to go in the third quarter. One more look at Jonathan Lyles, their top coverage corner, and he played this perfectly.
See, O'Neal, I think he was surprised that the pass was even being thrown to him, because he didn't come off the ball, off the line of scrimmage very hard. He kind of jogged and turned. The ball's coming, and Lyles, he's reading quarterback to receiver, and he saw the quarterback all the way.
His first interception, and it may be the interception that gives the Mountaineers a conference championship when all is said and done.
Well, the last time we were here, Bob, against Eastern Kentucky, it was Black that picked up a big fumble, Derek Black, that ran it back, and that was a turning point in the ballgame with Eastern Kentucky. And maybe Jonathan Lyles has done the same thing today versus Furman.
Number 1 for Furman, back deep, is Brian Bratton, a dangerous man on kick returns. Bratton is going to bring it out. 25, 30 to 40 to the midfield. My goodness.
Wow.
He has got the ability to change speeds like all the great kick returners can.
Not only that, Bob, he changed directions in the process. I mean, he changed the angles of where the coverage team couldn't hit him. Watch. He's up the field. He slows down. He changes an angle. Watch. He darts back to the inside. I mean, we just spoke about momentum, and now it appears to have come back to Furman's sideline. I mean, big plays. That's what you have to look at here.
A minute 48 to go, third quarter. 49-yard return for Brian Bratton. Now on the toss. Loose ball. And making another big tackle is Josh Jeffries. Oh, I thought that thing may have popped out of there. Rembrandt with the carry. Down to Paul Crane.
When Jay Lyles came off the field to a hero's welcome on the Appalachian State sideline, one of the first players over to greet him and the defense was senior offensive lineman Jim Vasquez. He told the entire defense how great they were playing, but also how they would need them to keep it up. They need them the rest of this game. And then he sent them back on the field.
Yeah, Vasquez just sitting over there, doing his knitting.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got the best seat in the house over there. Penalty flag. That's right. I like it when the offensive linemen come out. Go get him, guys.
He's probably one of the bigger cheerleaders out here today.
I'm just going to sit over here on the bench. You guys keep it up. That's good. Penalty flag.
Before the ball was snapped, false start on the offense, 5 yards, still second down.
I told you we'd fix his mic at halftime. That's Ron Buckner, our referee. The veteran and the rookie in terms of head coaches in the Southern Conference. Jerry Moore and Bobby Lamb head to head. 1 minute to go, clock running. Third quarter, 7-6 Appalachian. 2nd and 15. Napier. The toss. Oh! Down goes Rembrandt. Sam Smalls, the senior from Winston-Salem, with the tackle.
He read that all the way.
Yes, momentum is wearing the black and gold right now.
No doubt about it. Sam Smalls, did he not deliver a blow? Maybe Vasquez should talk to those guys more often.
Furman has converted just one of its last 4 third downs. They're 4 of 11 for the day. And now the Paladins take a timeout. That is the end of the period. No timeout. And a 7-6 score on the board with Appalachian leading Furman. One play turned it around. And that was the 47-yard interception return for a touchdown by Jonathan Lyles. Mountaineers by a point with 15 to go in Boone. A 1-point game. Jerry Beard keeps pumping away on the sideline.
Staying loose.
The difference maker. The interception return for TD by Lyles. 7-6. Third down and a country mile. Napier 13 of 21 for 69 yards with 1 intercepted. But now the plot thickens as ball club is down by a point as they operate from their own 39-yard line. Complete. Bratton, first down at the 41-yard line. Well, I say first down. Let's see where they're going to mark it. Field judge had it at about the 41-yard line, but on the spot, looks like it's going to be backed up to about the 42. They may have to call a chains in.
It's close, but I think you go for it if you're short.
4th down and less than a yard.
Watch the fullback. Either a fullback dive or quarterback sneak.
The fullback is Eric Emerson. Furman timeout. 14:04 left in this game. Critics are calling the Best Damn Sports Show period a 2-hour frat party with irreverent skits, insightful interviews, and sharp locker room banter. The Best Damn Sports Show period every weeknight at 8 and 11 only on Fox Sports Net. But let it be said that they do not have the corner market on snappy banter. Bob Rathman, Ethan Horton, Paul Crane with you from Boone. 7-6 ASU.
After the game, Lake Wendy's
4th down and inches facing the Paladins.
Napier showed a lot of poise in the pocket too, just to complete the pass, waiting on Bratton to come across the middle. But and this is a big down. So far, Furman, when you look at their 4th down ratio, they are at 100%. We've only had 3 tries at it, but they've been successful on 3 tries.
Fans from both schools standing. Napier. I'm not sure.
There wasn't a lot of line surge.
Where they mark it, I believe.
He has it.
First down. Nose of that ball hitting the 41-yard line. surveys the defense and calls a play. Sideline. Reinhardt complete at the 33-yard line.
When in doubt, you go to your main man, the Bear. I mean, Napier's looking right all the way.
A 7-yard pickup. Napier has gone to Reinhardt 6 times for 50 yards. Inside, Emerson just barrels his way to the 28. Smalls the tackle, but it's more like he just got in the way that time.
Yeah, I don't care if it's Emerson, Means. I mean, the person, whoever lines up at that fullback position, they're just running over everything and anything that's in the way.
Jerry Moore's club enjoying a 1-point lead. 92-6 when they take the lead into the 4th quarter.
That's impressive.
Rembert. Leon Moore the tackle.
And going back to that stat, Bob, it could be in jeopardy because you look at this Furman team and you touched on it. Well coached, disciplined. It's late in the game, so this is a team that I don't think will beat themselves. You're going to have to come out and do something on offense and really on defense to try to help yourself.
Second down and 5. He moves Bear out just a bit. Rembert trying to find a seam to the 20. Be 3rd and about a yard.
So Bobby Lamb, he's showing a lot of patience.
Time called as a Furman player has been injured, and that is Rembert.
Because although they haven't really had the big gainer coming out of the backfield, they are staying with the game plan.
Check it. That's Al Means who is injured.
And Means has been one of those productive players coming out of the backfield, rushing the football. I think they're working on his ankle.
Bear Reinhardt is the leading receiver on this Furman team, and he is not disappointed today. He's caught 6 balls. In the Richmond game, when West was injured, broke his collarbone, 9 catches for 94 yards. He's quite a story. Singer, songwriter, plays the guitar in a band in the Greenville area. You see his numbers so far in this one, but right now strumming a guitar is the last thing on his mind. He's trying to figure out a way to get a first down. It's 3rd and 2.
If they go back to the ground on this one.
Rembert to the 18. Kornatzer made the tackle, but too late.
The extra dive. I mean, he dove right upon contact, and that's why he was able to get the first down.
Well, check the mark. Let's see.
See, right there, he's short.
See, now it looks like the knee goes down. It's where the ball is when the knee goes down is where they mark it. But it seemed again like they pulled it back a little bit. And now the ball's marked just inside the 19. So again, it's 4th down.
Yeah.
Danny Marshall in to kick a field goal to give Furman the lead. This will be a 36-yard attempt. Distance. Good. 9-7. Paladins. Marshall
the part and parcel of the Paladin offense with his 3rd field goal. Timeout at Kid Brewer. Furman 9-7 on the 3rd field goal of the day by Marshall. This fall, get your NFL fix a day earlier with the most outrageous, unpredictable NFL pregame show you've ever seen. Introducing the NFL Show on Fox Sports Net with Michael Irvin, Tony Siragusa, and comedian Tommy Davidson. So start your NFL weekend the night before the kickoff with the NFL Show, presented by the U.S. Postal Service. It's coming up tonight at 11 and tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning on Fox Sports Net. Well, there's no question that Appalachian has got to get something going offensively. The deepest penetration for the Mountaineers in this game has been the Furman 26. This one angling away. Little on the return. Boxed in, taken down at the 22. Joe Burchett leads the Mountaineers back onto the field. Paul Crane, what have they been talking about?
Well, Bob, it's been a while since we've seen the Appalachian offense out on the field. Before the Lyles interception return, Joe Burchett was in a rather heated conversation with several of his offensive linemen, essentially telling them he needs time to throw and he's not getting any of it. It ended with a few sparks and him turning around to walk away. It'll be interesting to see what the offense is able to do now.
And they have the football at their own 22. Beard, just a couple. Jerry Beard, the senior from Lincolnton, Georgia. Picks up just a couple of yards. Mike Killian making the tackle for Furman.
Furman's front has been very impressive. I mean, their front 7 has really clogged the lanes for Jerry Beard in the rushing attack. We really haven't seen an awful lot of Sean Jackson to the outside because they really haven't done an awful lot.
You know, Beard, Ethan, had 24 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah.
He now has but 39 for the game on 11 carries. Burchett had some time that time, but a short pass to the 26 and Layton. Killian again on the tackle. And again, the Mountaineers are faced with a 3rd down.
The defensive coordinator, Steve Wilson, he's done, I think, a great job in scouting his opponent because he hasn't really given him an awful lot. And he also has lit a fire on his front guys, I guess, to say don't give this guy a lot of time to throw the football because they really haven't.
Appalachian just 1 of 7 on 3rd down conversions. Burchett has to run it. That's going to be very close. A lot of folks made the drive up from Greenville to support their Paladins. 1st down, Appalachian.
Well, the pocket collapses. Look at the white jerseys. I mean, they're into the backfield before he can get back into his set, and that's why he doesn't have time to stand back there and read the secondary.
1st and 10 at the 32. Fake to Beard, but not getting faked out was Brandon Poole, number 93.
Well, I didn't really like that call. I don't know if I want my quarterback returning from back surgery, taking it one-on-one against a big defensive end.
If you're just coming our way, we thank you. 9-7 Furman. 3 field goals for Marshall. Burchett 9 of 15. But Appalachian has not been able to get it into the red zone. The only Appalachian score was on that Lyles touchdown there, the first line in that graphic. Over the top. Oh, what a grab! Tremendous catch by Jermaine Little.
Great concentration by Little. Actually, I thought Burchett was throwing the ball away the way he threw it up into the air.
Or he was going to go short to Beard.
I mean, right between the safety and the corner.
1st down, Appalachian at the Furman 49. One more look at the one-hander.
by Jermaine Little, the sophomore from Miami. That's a 20-yard pass play. One of the biggest plays that Appalachian has had in this game. Jerry Beard to the outside. Beard trying to move that pile to the 46.
And someone else we haven't seen yet is Sterling Hayward. Bob, the coaches talked about him being their big play guy, the deep threat, and he has yet to really crack the secondary.
We approach the 8-minute mark. 7 for Appalachian thanks to the D. Burchett trying to get something in there for the offense that has not had many yards to speak of. They just got 20 on one play. Beard breaks away. Now they're starting to cook.
Determination. I mean, that's what that run was all about, and I've been saying it all along. Get 34 involved. When you have a power back, you wear down the defense. It's just straight ahead blocking. Runs over one guy, 3 guys. I mean, almost 4, 5, and 6. I mean, that's just a determined back wanting an opportunity.
At the 28-yard line, 1st and 10, Mountaineers. Trailing by 2. Beard's up to 60 yards. Looking for more to the outside. A gain of 3 to the 25.
Get your power back into the game. And Beard has done nothing wrong. As you mentioned, Bobby had actually 24 in the first half, 39. He's come back now with some outstanding runs. They can't tackle the guy.
Beard, the tailback, Joey Hoover in front of him. Hayward coming in motion toward the formation. They give it to Jackson. The scat back getting in there. And he takes it over the 20 down to the 19.
Tough yards. Small man with a big heart.
They went to him, did Appalachian, 18 times in the Liberty game, and he responded with 151 yards. Now comes off as Beard comes back. Also coming in, Andrew Layton. And in at tight end is Daniel Bettis. 10th play of the drive. Appalachian 2 of 8 on 3rd downs, and now as they go to Beard, penalty flags. He would have gotten the 1st down.
Jason LeMay, I think it was 89 on the right side, tight end. He moved. That's a costly penalty.
So now instead of 2nd and 2, you're looking at 2nd and 7.
Before the ball was snapped, false start, offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
That's the first penalty on Appalachian this half. 5th of the game, 41 yards.
Well, it changes the play selection, no doubt.
Layton and Hayward wide to the top of your screen. Layton in motion. They fake the reverse. Burchett throws wide open. Touchdown, Joey Hoover.
Well, they've been running something similar in that play all afternoon. Give the ball to the tailback. Give the ball to the tailback. Fake it to the receiver coming around, and nobody picked up the fullback in coverage.
A 25-yard pass play. 5:40 left in the game. 13-9 Appalachian. And now the extra point coming up. Mark Wright. That note on the special teams, having missed an opportunity for a point in 4 straight. Every point precious today. Before this year, Wright had hit 37 straight PATs. And, you know, they had a bad snap
when he tried a field goal. So right ready with the PAT. He's got it. Jay Hoover with his second career touchdown reception from Joe Burchett. And with that, Appalachian leads 14-9. Finally, the Appalachian offense is heard from. And a 25-yard pass play to the fullback, Joey Hoover, from Joe Burchett. A 10-play, 79-yard drive that consumed 5 minutes and 13 seconds. And the pass play puts Appalachian on top 14-9 with 5:39 to go.
And they had to go to a little trickery, but they got the points they were looking for.
Brian Bratton is the deep man, waiting for the Eric Rockhold kick. A lot of sports coming up on Fox Sports Net. We'll run it down for you after we see what Mr. Bratton can do. He is a big threat in returning kicks. Took one back 100 yards against Appalachian last year in Greenville. Jumps his way to the 27. Coming up tonight at 6:30 Eastern. In Georgia, most of Alabama and Mississippi, you'll see the Pac-10 showdown between California and Southern California. At 6:30 Eastern time for everybody else in the Southeast, the Best Damn Sports Show period special edition. And then for those of you in Tennessee, Kentucky, and the northern parts of Alabama and Mississippi, Predators hockey as they skate against Edmonton. Some of you in North and South Carolina will see the Carolina Hurricanes against Tampa Bay. And then some of you will see the NFL show at 11 for some at 10:15 Eastern time. Furman down 5. 1st and 10. Napier with the swing pass out of the backfield to Brigham. And he gets it out to the 31-yard line, a pickup of 5. Josh Jeffries there for the tackle.
Still a lot of time left. Furman, they're coming out throwing. I mean, they average over 400-some yards, and half of that today. John Wiley has done a very good job defensively of containing really Billy Napier in the option, and really haven't seen a lot of option.
Furman, the leading offensive team in the conference, despite the fact that they've had a time of possession advantage well under their average in total yards. Napier, backside pressure from Menino, gets it away, and it's complete to Bear Reinhardt to the 50. Bear fighting his way to the 47.
And this is just staying alive. I mean, the quarterback's under pressure. He runs his route. He turns. He's covered. Now he's just trying to find an opening. Turns around. Ball's there.
Whoa.
Outstanding concentration. Really, fingertip.
I think he borrowed some of that stickum from Fred Biletnikoff. 7th catch for Reinhardt. Brigham with a lively step through the middle of the 41.
And defensively, the Mountaineers, they're tackling the football, which they should in this case. So the Furman ball carriers and receivers should hang on to the football with 2 hands.
At the 41-yard line, 2nd and 5. What a game. Boy, this has been tremendous. Number 4 against number 5 in 1AA, and they have not disappointed. Very intense. And not over yet. Emerson on the carry to the 39. Going to set up 3rd and short. Leon Moore the tackle. And Jason Hunter is in at defensive end.
Third and short, but I think Furman also, sooner or later, they're going to have to take some shots down the field because the clock is going to start to work against them.
Furman 4 of 13, but they've missed on 3 straight 3rd down conversions. Brigham, big hole. 1st down at the 36.
Nice run by Brigham, because once he saw the hole open up, he exploded through it.
Hindley Brigham, junior from Birmingham, the leading ball carrier in terms of yardage. He averages over 6 yards per carry and comes up big to get Furman a much-needed first down. They pull the tight end Suttereth. Thomas comes in. Reinhardt comes in. Split backs. Napier to throw. Plenty of time. Over the goal. Nearly a touchdown. Great catch by Bratton. Kornatzer, a touchdown-saving tackle.
Nice play by Napier, because he held it. I mean, if he throws this pass a little sooner, it's picked off. He waits until his receiver clears the defender. See right there, he clutches it, and now he releases it. Nice play, because had he thrown it sooner, Jonathan Lyles would have had a second pick. Great poise.
First and 10. From the 14-yard line for Furman. Napier fumbles and covers up. Looked like he wanted to toss it out to Brigham.
But they were coming back with the option, something like I said before, they haven't run. Why run it now? I realize the defenders haven't seen it, but you've been very successful running the ball north and south. Continue to do what's guiding you to this point. Go north and south.
As my granddad has said, you dance with the dame that brung you.
Well, they better start back to dancing with that north and south runner.
Napier taken down. Jeffries.
And he beats Sean Kane, number 74. This is what happens when you have a loss. It takes you out of rhythm, because now you have to call plays that you're really not comfortable with.
A timeout on the field. We have 1:09 remaining. Furman with a big third down when we come back. Southern Conference football on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers. Driving the Carolinas. By Microtel Inns and Suites. Microtel, get a room. By Pepsi, the joy of Pepsi. And by Low Supermarkets, everybody's favorite way to sit. It has been a tremendous game. Two old rivals, Furman and Appalachian. Bobby Lamb, who's actually been involved in more Appalachian-Furman games than Jerry Moore has, because Bobby's been at Appalachian, or rather at Furman, for 20 years. This is his 21st game. And boy, they have led their teams in a dandy game. 3rd and 18.
And they don't have to get it all back here, because they'll have to use 2 downs for sure.
And a field goal will not get them the lead. Napier looking, throwing, complete. Brigham to the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Not enough for the first. It's 4th down, 53 seconds left. It's 4th down and about 2 with the ball at the 7 as the Paladins burn their final timeout.
Nice play by Furman. When they run a little in cut to Brigham, he's going out, he comes back inside the defense, and that's why it's so wide open. But just with him taking an outside release, he forces all the defenders to come outside. He pivots and comes back to the inside. And great patience by Billy Napier, because he was under heavy pressure the entire time.
Furman has had a knack for converting 4th downs. 4 of 4, and that includes a conversion today. Now they've got to convert this one or the ball game's over.
This is the big one here.
from the 7.
I mean, I'd like to see Bobby Lamb come back with a little trickery himself. If you rush the football, you still get time. If you get up there and kill it with the first down. But at the same time, we'll see what he's learned with all his years of being a quarterbacks coach and an offensive coordinator.
Decision has been made. The Paladins approach the line of scrimmage. 4th and 2. They have to convert it to keep the drive alive and a chance to win the game. Napier throws it to Brigham. He has got the first down. First and goal, Furman. He nearly had the touchdown.
Gutsy call. I mean, we've seen that weak side flip in the NFL. I mean, 4th and 2, game on the line, fake it to the fullback. They've been very successful. And if
now,
West doesn't make that tackle, he's in to the end zone.
Now that clock is running as Furman comes up to the line. 1st and goal at the 2. 30 seconds to go. Napier. Fumbles! Brigham's got it! And he's out of bounds! No touchdown! Unbelievable!
Unbelievable is right, Bob. They've come back to the option. Napier fumbled the same play earlier. They come back to it. Brigham just happens to be in the right place. See, he wants to run it in. He thinks he's in. West tackles him. He wants to pitch it back. The ball's bouncing around on the turf. And when you play on turf, the ball takes funny bounces, and it definitely took a funny bounce right there for Furman. So he wanted to get rid of it. Happens to be in the right place at the right time.
And it stops the clock with 20.6. My goodness. Boy, shades of 2 years ago when Furman had the lead and was going to close it out and throw an interception. Now they get a second life. Napier, throwback, incomplete, intended for number 87, Andy Rump, incomplete. Clock stops with 15 seconds to go.
I would like to see them come back with that same naked pitch. I mean, you're on the 2-yard line, 15 seconds left. He scores, game over. There's not a lot of room down there to run the football in terms of to the outside. I guess you would say sprinted it to the outside in terms of a quarterback. I mean, there's a lot of room to run it straight ahead.
Hurry up, hurry up!
Play clock at 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Are they going to get it off? Yes.
No.
No, the flags come. Penalty on Furman.
But what it does, Bob, it just gives them a little more room.
It's still 3rd down. The clock is being reset to show 14.2.
False start on the offense. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
But I don't think Bobby Lamb is upset with that because now he can come back with a better passing play because of the room they'll have to run the back end line. They can also come underneath with something.
It's really not a bad penalty.
No, it's not.
In the great scheme of things.
Right, you're exactly right.
You got to get a touchdown.
Yes.
You've got 2 plays to do it.
Yeah.
It does give you a little more room to operate. And Napier will work out of the shotgun. Another whistle. And again, we have, it looks like the clock has expired on Furman.
On the offense, that's 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
Boy, the one thing.
Now that one might hurt.
Yeah, I was going to say, now you're getting, now it's getting in the danger zone. But, you know, that is a penalty that you just can't have right there. You've got to know the clock now. Plenty of time now for Napier, but a lot of real estate to convert.
Billy is going to go to the end zone, and it is a touchdown. And he goes to his main man, Bear Reinhardt. And Furman takes a 1-point lead with 7 seconds to go.
Reinhardt ran the exact same route as Brigham. 36, Sam Smalls tried to prevent him from coming back to the inside, but he couldn't. They could have called defensive holding, but they let the players play. Let them decide the ball game, and that time the officials, they did. His go-to guy, I guess, Bob, that's why they've been practicing since sometimes, I guess what, May, June, whenever it was they got out there and started throwing the ball. I mean, you look for your main guy in these type of situations.
And they'll attempt a 3-point advantage as they go for 2. Napier throws quickly, and it's intercepted! It's intercepted! Appalachian can take it back for 2 and take the lead! They get a chance to take the lead! And it is good!
Oh, my!
That's a 2-pointer! It's 16 to 15!
What?
It's 16 to 15 Appalachian!
What a play! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! I don't think I would have gone for 2.
Why?
I would have kicked
Only 7 seconds left.
Exactly.
Kick it and be done with it.
Squib kick and go home.
Appalachian now is going to be penalized because of the celebration.
I would not have done that.
This is unbelievable.
No doubt about it.
They had the game won.
Yes.
The only thing you have to do is cover the kickoff.
That's it, and you kick it, squib kick. I mean, Black did it the last time we were here.
They will not believe this one.
I mean, if anything, try to run the ball into the end zone. I mean, Jeffries picks it off. Smart move by laterally it back to a faster guy. Napier tries to get him. Nobody else is there.
Black takes it to the house for a 2-point conversion. First time in school history this has happened for Appalachian. Napier's pass picked off by Jeffries. And here comes the Black convoy. The flip back to Lyles, and man, oh man, everybody in this stadium was stunned until they realized what was happening.
Right.
Black dances in for 2, and Appalachian has a 1-point lead.
Well, I tell you. I mean, Jeffries makes a smart play. I mean, he doesn't rush. He falls back into coverage, and he just read the play. But as I said before, I wouldn't have gone for a 2-point conversion in the first place.
Now the penalty for the excessive celebration is going to be marked off here on the kickoff. Furman, as we know, has a very dangerous return man. And that, of course, is Brian Bratton. That would take the cake if he would return this one.
But I don't think that Jerry Moore is going to kick this ball to Bratton. I mean, he's going to squib kick.
But can you put Bratton, if he's even going to be on the field here, in a position where he could get his hands on it? A couple of laterals and, set up a Hail Mary.
But I think Appalachian is going to kick it sort of like, well, actually, Appalachian gets the ball back.
Furman kicks off. That's right. It was a touchdown.
Exactly.
I forgot all about the touchdown. That's right.
So, I mean, with all the excitement.
Yeah, that's right. You're exactly right. My goodness, what a weird ending. Now, Furman has got to score. Now we're going to take you back and show you the touchdown. Furman has got to score now.
Right.
To take the lead. And they go to Bear Reinhardt in double coverage. A lot of contact, but he holds on, gets the 6. And here's Bear ISO.
See why it's 36. See, he tries to prevent him from coming back inside Smalls. He does a touchdown. And you would think, kick it, run it, what have you, and go home. I mean, why go for 2 in 7 seconds? I mean, that's something that Coach Lamb is definitely going to have to answer, because
I don't understand that.
no, I don't either.
Now, Furman is going to try an onside kick, but remember, they do not have a timeout
Right.
to work with. So they've got to cover it, hope they get it, and then sprint on, throw one to the end zone, and that's it. There's no way they're going to be in field goal range.
I don't think so either.
By recovering the kick. Some guys up front for Appalachian are probably going to get flattened here. We'll keep an eye on it for you. Here we go. Jeffries covers it, and the ball game is going to be over. In one of the most incredible finishes in the history of the Southern Conference, Appalachian is going to walk out of Kid Brewer Stadium with a 1-point win as soon as they snap the ball.
Partner, all I can say is we've seen it all. Boy, have we seen it all.
And look at the kids getting ready to storm the field. Burchett's going to get the snap, take a knee, ball game. And here they come. At the left end zone, they're going to try to bring down the goalpost. And for the Furman Paladins, they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
You're right. I mean, they fought back.
Oh, boy. Oh, I hope someone's not hurt down there. That goalpost came down hard and quickly. I hope those kids are okay. Look out down there. This is not pleasant to watch right here. As they're going right into that big group of people at midfield.
Well, all I can say is the party has started. It has started at Kid Brewer Stadium.
Paul Crane is on the field with Derek Black somewhere down there. Paul.
Oh, my, what a finish. And the man who ran it in for the game-winning two-pointer. Derek, what was that run like for you?
Hey, I told my team, it's going to be a while before I make a play. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to make that play when it counts. My man John Jeff, I told him, I said, I'm with you, baby. This offside right here. He got it. So when he looked back, I just called his name. I rolled out on him.
All right, how do you go from what had to have been the lowest of lows, giving up the touchdown to lose the lead, and then win the game? When you saw Jeffries catch the ball, how'd you know it was coming your way?
Because they've been running that out all day. So I looked at it and said, if it comes that way, it's either me or Josh going to get it. Josh came with the big play, and I finished it off.
Well, how surprised were you they went for a two-point conversion instead of just kicking a point and trying to seal it on a kickoff?
Oh, it didn't surprise me at all. How I said it was, if they went for the field goal, me and Nigel going to block it. They went for that too, so it's on. We got it, took it in the house, and now we're here now, you know?
All right, congratulations, Derek. I've seen a lot of things, but I've never seen anything like this, Bob.
That makes two of us, pal. Unbelievable. We will come back. The celebration in Boone in an absolutely remarkable finish. 16-15 Mountaineers.
Welcome back to Kid Brewer Stadium, where Appalachian State has shocked Furman 16-15. Appalachian State head coach Terry Moore, have you ever seen anything like that in your career?
Never, never, and I hope I don't again, I think. But what a great football game, what a spectator or TV ball game for people to watch. And two football teams just playing their hearts out, and there was just a great boost for showing you what defense can do. I mean, defense, there's no question. If we have one drive on offense all day, defense gets all the rest of the points for us.
Coach, when Furman pushed it in for the touchdown to take the lead with really only 7 seconds to go, how surprised were you they went for 2 instead of just kicking a point and then covering the kickoff?
I have no idea what went through their minds. You know, that what happens on that sideline in 25 seconds sometimes, it's hard to explain. But thank goodness it happened the way it did. And both ball clubs had a bunch of great kids that work hard all year to get ready for a ball game like this. And I'm sure there'll be a lot more. I just hope we're not quite like this one.
All right, we'll go enjoy this one. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go back up to Bob Rathman.
Hey, Paul, tell Coach it was just good coaching, you know. That's unreal.
For Ethan Horton and Paul Crane, Bob Rathman, so long from Boone. Appalachian 16, Furman 15. They'll be talking about this finish all over the country tonight. Start your NFL weekend the night before the kickoff with the NFL show presented by the U.S. Postal Service tonight at 11 Eastern only on Fox Sports Net. Coming up next, some of you will see Pac-10 football, California and USC. The rest of our audience will see the Best Damn Sports Show period special edition. And then at 7:30 Eastern, check your local listings for the National Hockey League game in your area, be it the Predators or the Hurricanes. Friends, we've covered a lot of events over the years. We've never seen anything like this today. You've been watching 1AA college football from the Southern Conference. Appalachian takes the league lead at the halfway mark on Fox Sports Net, your regional home for Southern Conference football.